Hello friends, my name is RubyWire and welcome to 16 Personalities. This is a Myers-Briggs personality test, and I've actually taken this test twice in my life and I got the same result both times. But it's been a while, so I figure, let's take it again. Let's see if my personality is still the same, and let's see if my personality is what you think it would be. So we're gonna just take the test, and I'm gonna try and give I'm gonna try and explain my answers for these. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. Not so much anymore, but I still do. So yes, you often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. This is mostly not true. I don't like exploring stuff that isn't realistic, but I will occasionally, so I'll put it there. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Yeah, absolutely. I don't like detailed things at all. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it's taken place. Not really. Sometimes I do, but not often. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not to try and solve their problem. I ask what they want. I'm trained as a resident advisor, so I am trained to try and solve problems, but for my friends, I always ask whether they need someone to listen to or whether or not they want someone to help them. People can rarely upset you. That is true. That is very true. I rarely get upset by people. Like, there's a lot of hate in the world, and a lot of hate gets directed at people. I rarely get upset by people. It takes a lot for me to get actually mad at someone. 10%. You can often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. Oh, I often rely. Not really. I'll start conversation a good deal of time. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure your priorities get back on track as soon as possible. Not really. If something's put on hold, I'll usually just kind of let it do what it has to do. You rarely worry if you made a good impression. It depends. It depends on the situation. Like if it's someone I'm interested in, like romantically or professionally, then I do worry. But if it's just like an acquaintance, I don't really. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. I disagree. I have a lot of fun just hanging out with myself, and I mean, I guess streaming is hanging out with other people, but I can entertain myself. You have a more detail-oriented than a big picture person. Detail-oriented than a big... not really. You are very affectionate with people you care about. This is absolutely true. I'm a very affectionate person. Would I say I'm a big picture person? I think we'll put that here. Because I'm not really detail-oriented, but I'm not a big person. I guess I'm neither, so we'll do that. You have a careful and methodical approach to life. No. I live life by the seat of my pants. I do what I think will make me happy and what will be fun for other people. You're still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. A long time ago, no. Like recently, though? Kinda. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action. Not really. I'm kind of the center of attention. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. See, this one's hard because I don't think it's difficult to relate to them. I just don't do that. I usually am a very logical... it's hard. It's messed up to say logic over emotion because they're both important, but I am more of a methodical person. Actually, what did I answer for that one? I don't approach life that way, but I don't. It's weird. It's weird, I guess, because I wouldn't say I'm careful and methodical because I kind of fly by the seat of my pants, but I think logically about stuff beforehand rather than think emotionally, which sounds really bad. Because both are good ways to guide yourself through life, but it's just I don't really let emotions guide me very often. Anyways, when looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. Absolutely. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. Absolutely. I work best under pressure, I've noticed. When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right into the conversation. Yep. That's something my dad always would say, was that we were blessed with the gift of gab. We're really good at just being in any conversation. I know just enough, just barely enough about most subjects to be able to hold my own. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. Sometimes. In your opinion, it's okay to step on others to get ahead in life. No, that's fucked up. You're dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. On my goals, I'd say for the most part, yes. I don't get sidetracked from my goals very often. I do have a problem with finishing them, though. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself. Not really. If I make a mistake, I usually try and learn from it. When at a social event, you really try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Depends. More recently, I say I would do that, but I, for the most part, would disagree. I either introduce myself or get introduced. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical. Not really. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. This is true. Mostly because I don't cry. I don't think I've cried in like 3 or 4 years. It's been a long time. You feel more drawn to places when a bustling and busy atmosphere than more quiet and intimate ones. That depends on the day. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. It's fun. When it comes to life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. Nope. I mean, I'll let like what I want dictate it a bit, but for the most part, I will think, like, I'll try and think more logically about it. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you cannot see, touch, or experience. Absolutely. I could never do that. You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. No. You make decisions on a whim. Yeah. For the most part. I'll make decisions on a whim, but I will think them through a lot. It's like I think for like half a second, and then I'm like, alright, let's go. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. I'd say yes, because I enjoy creating stuff and I create most of my stuff alone, but I also have a lot of fun time with other people. I just don't do it as frequently as I used to as a thing. You put special effort into interpreting messages? No. You always know exactly what you want. I wouldn't say always. For a lot of stuff, I know what I want, but not like everything. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently. I do sometimes. Not a lot, but sometimes I do. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. Now I do. But for the most part, I don't. I'd say here. Because I do tend to stick to quieter places now because of COVID and everything, but for the most part, I don't really mind. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. Have a hard time understanding people's feelings. I would say I don't have a hard time doing it, no. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions upfront as possible. If it's a project that's just me, not really. If it's a team project, yes. We'll just do this one. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed. Not often. Like in some situations, yeah, but for the most part, no. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Yes, I really do feel comfortable doing it. Not as much anymore, but I really usually do feel comfortable doing that. You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. That I do. I daydream a lot. You look after yourself first and others come second. Absolutely not. Occasionally, I will. Like if there's someone really toxic in my life, I will. But for the most part, I put a lot of other people before me. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment. For the most part, yes. Your mood can change very quickly. Yes. You often contemplate the reason for human existence and the meaning of life. No. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. Not really. Sometimes, but not really. Sometimes, but not really. You've got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future. I know I'm going to go to college for at least another 3 years, and then I know what I'm going to do for the 2 years after that, so I'd say 5 years in the future isn't... sure. You rarely dwell on your regrets. Yeah. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. It depends if this is like a professional dynamic atmosphere or if it's like a personal one. I'd say for the most part, I don't usually feel drained unless I'm like putting up a front. So that's kind of subjective, and like putting up a front like I'm acting a certain way, like I'm acting very professional, because for the most part I'm a goofy guy, but if I'm like being very professional, very courteous and everything, and I'm like being the best man or something like that, then I can feel drained, but it's not very rare, or it's not very frequent that I do. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary, absolutely. If you find it easy to empathize with the person who's gone through something you never have, absolutely. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organized and consistent efforts, absolutely. I tried to write a book the last year. I tried to write a page a day. I did it for about half of the year, and then I couldn't anymore. And then I would get, shut up phone. And then I'd get like spontaneous bursts of energy and stuff, and start writing, but nah, not so much anymore. Your emotions control you more than you control them. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. Not really a party, but I would like fun. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. I wouldn't say frequently, but I do think about that. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. I try to. I don't always, but I try to. You still honor the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart. It depends. If it's a professional commitment, yes. If it's a personal one, not always. Rarely feel insecure. I disagree. I feel insecure all the time. Ooh, this will determine your avatar. I'm a man. Oh, am I done? Okay, let's see. Entertainer. I knew it. Every single time I've taken this test, I've gotten entertainer. ESFPA. Okay, extroverted. This trait determines how we interact with our environment. So I'm a very extroverted person. Observant. I'm very observant. Instead of intuitive. That's fair. Nature. Thinking or feel. I'm not feeling. I'm more of a thinking person. I guess I'm more of a I guess I feel for other people a lot more than I feel for myself, which would make sense. Judging or prospecting. I don't know what this means. Planning and decision making. Prospecting. Identity. Assertive or turbulent. Okay. How confident we are in our abilities. Okay, let's start reading. I'm selfish, impatient, and a little insecure. I make mistakes and I am out of control at times, and at times hard to handle. But if you can handle me at my worst, then you surely don't deserve me at my best. I wouldn't say I'm selfish. I'd say I'm very selfless. What? Strengths and weaknesses. This will be interesting. We're bold, original, aesthetic with showmanship, practical, observant, excellent people skills. I'd say those are pretty. I'm bold, not so much. I'm not super bold, but I can be. Weaknesses. Sensitive. I am not sensitive. Conflict averse. That is true. If I can avoid a conflict, I will. But if I have to deal with it, I will. Easily bored is absolutely true. Poor long-term planners. Planners and commitments. I am bad with long-term. Absolutely. Unfocused. That's the ADHD at work. Romantic relationships. Ooh, let's see how Ruby Wire's dating life looks. Here today, gone tomorrow. Of course. Oh, wait. Social, fun-loving, free-spirited people who live life in the moment. Yeah. They don't spare any of that energy when dating. Yeah. When the enjoyment burns out, it's gone. We reevaluate a situation and commitment constantly. That is very true. When they do last, though, relationships with entertainers are unforgettable. New and exciting activities up our sleeves. I'd say that's probably fair. Focused on fun. I'm not emotional. I'm not highly emotional. I do respond poorly to outside suggestions now. I had a really bad experience with someone giving me outside suggestions, and now I don't take outside suggestions like at all. Avoid promises and commitments. Jump from partner to partner. Sabotage unnecessary long-term goals like retirement planning. It does take effort. I would say that a lot of the stuff that is long-term for me takes effort. Absolutely. YouTube is the one thing that I haven't had a lot of problem with, though. Like, long-term wise. I know I've been doing this for... As of this video, it'll have been almost 2 years that I've been doing YouTube. By the time it comes out, it'll be longer. But I would say that YouTube is the easiest long-term thing I've done, even though as of right now, there's not a lot to show for it. But I have made some amazing friends on here, and long-term, I plan to keep doing this for as long as I can. But anyways, back to this. We're incredibly likable people who enjoy life's small pleasures and hardly want for diversity in their partners. What is that? That's not true. Friendships. Irrepressibly social and excited attitude. Nice. Don't internalize much. That's not true. But I do share with people that I'm close with. I am very open with people I'm close with. Better be totally ridiculous than totally boring. Absolutely. God. There have been some people in my life, and this is really mean to say, but who are just boring people. And maybe it's just that they're boring towards me because they're like not close with me. But I'd rather have people in my life who are goofy and spontaneous and absolutely out there than people who are just boring. I don't know. It sounds mean, but I get bored very easily, and boring people don't help that. I'm not trying to be an asshole here. I know I sound like one, but that's not what I'm going for. Might go too far with risky and careless behaviors. Ending friendships then and there. That is true. I have no problem if a friendship is toxic or abusive or not good for some other reason. I have no problem ending it. Don't have time to be lectured. This is also true. I don't much care for people telling me what to do and how to do it and all that. I like figuring out what needs to go on my own. Like, I like making my own mistakes and learning from them. And I have made many a mistake. I don't think I've broken any laws, though. Making new friends is not a problem. That is true. I'm very good at making new friends. I'm very bad at making close friends, I would say, is my biggest problem. They use an alluring combination of blunt truths and disarming openness and charm to keep things moving. I would say that's very true. I am very honest with people. Very honest with people. People say that I am very non-threatening and charming. I would say, and that's I always go for that. I know this world is very shit and this world sucks. I try and be as like non-threatening of a person as possible. I like people feeling calm and safe around me, and that's worked for me. A lot of people that I've met have said that I am like a very approachable person is what I go for. That's what I go for, and that's what people say, and I'm very open with that. Which also reminds me that in almost every relationship I've been in, 3 things have been complimented without fail every time. That is my eyes. People say that I have very pretty eyes. I don't know how well they look on the camera, but people say I have pretty eyes. People say that my sense of humor and my personality is really great. But people think that I smell good. And I don't use like cologne or any like fancy deodorants or anything, but people say that I smell good. I guess I have a natural musk. Ruby Wire's musk. I am not shallow. For the most part. Pleasure-centered creatures is true. This is not true. This is absolutely not true about me. This might be true about the majority of entertainers, but this is absolutely not true about me. I care a lot for the people that are important to me. Oh, this is the impression that they can give. Okay. I am not shallow, and I care for a lot of other people, but I am pleasure-centric. But I like sharing that with other people. Okay, that makes sense. Parenthood. What kind of father would Ruby Wire be? Entertainers are some of the most relaxed, fun-loving parents out there. I feel like this would be true, but I also feel like I would be like the cool uncle if I ever have nieces or nephews. Entertainers constantly devise new and exciting ways to enjoy time with children. They who are brave and free. When children ask questions, it's fine. Let's find out. This is something that's very true for me. I got into a discussion about this recently, actually. Is that like, if I don't want to be like a parent who keeps things from my children. Like, if they want to know something, as long as it's not dangerous for them to know or to find out, I don't have a problem. Like, if I have kids, I don't have a problem like sharing information with them. I feel like I'd be a very like relaxed parent. Discipline is far from the strongest suit. This is very true of my job. I'm not very good with discipline. I've gotten better about it, but I haven't always been very good about like being serious, being like, okay, this can't happen and stuff like that. But I have gotten better about it. Entertainers are often keen to prevent their children from suffering the same hurts and setbacks as they themselves experienced. But at the same time, I wouldn't necessarily stop them from making their own decisions. I want to make my own mistakes, and I feel like if my children are anything like me, if I have children, then I would want, or they would want to be able to make their own mistakes too. Career paths. Entertainers have the unique ability that make them exceptional in some careers and miserable in others. Thrive on intense emotion, and there's hardly a better place for it. With medical professionals, EMTs, paramedics, nurse, I would not want to be like any of that. I might go for counselor, only because it's similar to the career plan I have in mind. Okay, creative energy is more me. I am very much a creator by choice. Or not by choice, by nature. Nature and choice. Many build fulfilling careers in music, fashion, photography, and interior design. I actually wanted to go into interior design and photography for a little bit. But not really music or fashion. Jobs that eliminate human contact and focus on data are torturous. This is very true. I hate repetition. Hate structures, hate schedules, hate the 9-to-5 work. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Need to know okay, this is true. People with the entertainer personality type need to know that they aren't just appreciated, though that is very important, but liked. I really have a hard time when people don't like me. It's weird for someone who says stuff doesn't bother him, and people being assholes doesn't bother me, but like, there's a difference between me not caring about someone being an asshole and someone actively disliking me. Like, if I've done nothing to deserve it. Like, I know online people will just hate on content creators just because it's the cool thing to do or something, or because internet trolls and yada bim bada boom, whatever. But like in person, if there's someone that I've met and they don't like me, it usually will bother me unless they're also an asshole. I say also as in unless they dislike me and they're also an asshole. Not as in they're an asshole like me, because I don't think I'm an asshole. But anyways, workplace habits. They share a desire to make the environment friendly and enjoyable. That is true. I like very friendly environments where I work. We are willing and able to brainstorm. I would say I'm willing and not always able. Or I'm able, not always willing. It just depends on the situation. I do very quickly grasp new stuff and put it to use. It is important to me to have some leeway for creative stuff, but at the same time, I do like, if it's a structured job, I don't want creativity in it. If it's structured, I want that structure to be able to just do it. But if it's a creative job, I want my creative freedom. I'm weird. I'm very weird. People with the entertainer personality type use their strong social skills to bring everyone together. I would say that's true, and I would say that a lot of people have said that's true about me. Spontaneity, wit, and enthusiasm have no equal. That is also true. I've been told I'm very witty. We're great at noticing others' moods is very true. There's a few personality types better at preventing conflict and encouraging relaxed, enjoyable workplaces. Cool. In conclusion, who is Ruby Wire? Few types are as charming and as attractive as entertainers. Hey, how you doing, baby? Known for their ability to improvise and focus completely on the present, entertainers are great at finding exciting new things to explore and experience. Entertainers' energy, enthusiasm, and down-to-earth attitude are invaluable in many areas, including their own personal growth. We're easily tripped up when focusing on practical matters. I am an entertainer, and every single time I've taken this test, I have been an entertainer. I do YouTube. I figured that was pretty obvious that I would end up as an entertainer personality. Is there like a creator personality? Oh wait, doesn't it say like who other entertainers are somewhere? Oh yeah, Elton John, Marilyn Monroe, Jamie Oliver, Adele, Jamie Foxx, Steve Irwin. Oh, that's awesome. Miley Cyrus, Adam Levine, Dandelion. I don't know who that is. Ygritte, Penny, Captain Marvel, Angela Montenegro. Oh, from Bones, Angela. Yeah. Peregrine Took, Gabluth, Lindsay Blukfunk, I don't know these people, and Jack Dawson. I'm in the same category as Steve Irwin. Everybody can suck it. He's the best entertainer. But anyways, that's my personality. Yes. Oh, what is the difference between? Oh, optimist or pessimist? No. Assertive and turbulent? Whatever. Anyways, can we go back to my results? There we go. Well, thank you everybody so much for watching. Let me know your personality types in the comments, and let me know if you were surprised by mine, because I wasn't. I was never surprised by these. Every single time I've taken this test, I've gotten this, and I was never surprised by that. So, these are my results. Yay! Anyways, I might do more personality type stuff in the future. Let me know if you enjoyed it and if you want to see more stuff. And if there's certain tests or things that you want me to take, definitely leave those in the comments, because if there's good ones to take, send them my way. And I'm probably going to take them. Maybe, potentially, and do a video. We'll see. Anyways, I'll see all you guys in the next video. Peace.